We are back with some dimes. What's the odds? Let's find some silver. We are back with a dime hunt. This time we've got a bag and 2 boxes. Coin is just not moving through the banks, I think, like it does in the summer around here. Very touristy destination area. So we've got one bag. It was like $490 or something, and was sitting there for a week or so. That last $10, but it finally dropped. So we've got that, supplement it with 2 boxes. So we've got our same equivalent of 4 boxes in this hunt. On the year, we've done the equivalent of 17 boxes, and we're at a total of 83 silver. So I don't know, that's about what, 5 silver per box. So hopefully we'll find some silver. There's the look at the big sky this evening. Yeah, once that time change sets in, we're going to be starting our hunts in the dark, it seems like. So, but yeah, you know the drill. We'll bring in if we find silver, especially. Hopefully that's what we're finding. There's other odds and ends to look for, like the 96W minted dime. There's proof dimes. There's, you know, all kinds of stuff, the same kind of errors that are out there. But yeah, we're going to get to the hunt, bring you in with any cool finds. First handful in. I was literally mid-sentence. We were just chatting. I don't remember. We were talking about Halloween costumes and the kids and dressing up. And then I like dropped my stack that was in my hands and I said, holy, you know what? Look at that. Didn't even get the edge on that thing. We know what that is. It's a freaking Merc, baby.
That's awesome.
So that's going to be, so the Roosevelt dime started in 46. So that's going to be 45 or older. So right off the rip, we're going to have an 80-plus-year-old silver coin. Looks fairly well circulated, unfortunately.
But not as bad as we've seen.
That's an S mint mark, though.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. Yeah. There's a clear S mint mark. Definitely not full bands. What are we going to have? A 44.
Nice. That's a good
awesome.
one.
That's pretty awesome.
Take it every day.
I mean, you're going to take a Merc anytime you can find one. How gorgeous is that? Gosh, don't you wish they just made coins like that today? That's cool. Look at that. Well, we're on the board with silver and the big sky already. I already closed up the shade, sorry. But yeah, we are on the board. I'm almost through my first handful over here, and she is still in her first handful over here. As you can see, tons left. And it looks like we've already got number 2.
Look at that. So pretty.
And just look at the edge. What is it?
Let's see. Do we got it? Oh,
it's going to be a Rosie.
Jeez.
Wow, she can't hold on to
a
it.
D. So we got a D. 1961.
Dang.
Definitely silver.
We've got a second 90% silver dime already.
Woohoo!
What is in store for this bag? Let's go. We are probably 3/4 of the way through the bag now. These bags can do that. They could just be hot, start hot, end slow, start slow, end hot. But
I think he's cheating. He's stacking the deck.
yeah, so we're still at the 2. And
he stole that from me.
Look at that. That looks like number 3 to me. It looks a little older too again. Oh, it's a Rosie. And
so not a Merc, huh? Not that old.
Nope. Oh, that's another San Francisco mint mark. Right on.
We've been getting a lot of S's lately.
53. I'm looking over at the list. That is, like I said, when you see it, a San Francisco with the dimes, it typically puts them on the low mint list, and that is. It's got a little bit of a cut up there. That just might be post-mint damage. But look at that. There we go. A low mintage silver dime out of a bank bag.
Ooh.
Can't beat that. We are getting to the end. The end of these bags get a little nasty. Look at all the let's just call it debris in there.
That's what we're gonna call
It's
it.
a nice way of putting it, but sounds like, oh yeah, that does look like number 4.
I think I got a little silver.
Ladies and gents, we have number 4.
All right, let's see. Ooh, is that a D? I think that's a D, yep. It's a 1964.
I was gonna guess it. It looks,
Looked pretty on the newer side.
yeah, that's a good looking one. We'll take it. That's number 4. That's like an average of 2 per box. If that's how we end, that's kind of what we've been hitting outside of like larger, you know, finds or collections. But awesome. Number 4. That was the end of the bag. So halfway through the hunt update, we've got the 4 silver. I'll take a 2 silver per box average for sure any day, especially if there's going to be a freaking Merc in there. A couple of San Francisco mints. I did get out my red book and I looked up that 44S and 49 million. One of the higher mintage amounts of the S mints. So definitely not an extremely low minted coin there. The in comparison, that 53S had 39 million minted. So a little bit lower there. We did have a weird side find. Don't have a lot of side finds in the dimes, but yeah, look at that. That thing is smaller than a dime. Looks like a buffalo nickel. Actually, it flips this way. Kind of interesting. I've never found one of these. Anyone seen one of these in a hunt before? Looks like a freaking buffalo nickel. 5 cents. But it does say copy right there. 1930. Huge find. Maybe we'll find a token or something, and I'll look it up on eBay and find freaking sales that are like $5 or something. So I'll look this up, but would love to see, and I'll include maybe a little picture of this if I find anything in the wrap up, but would love to hear some feedback if anyone has seen one of these or know where this came from or know the story of it. Kind of cool. I mean, we're going through coin, and this is like our history. Coins are a cool piece of history, and so it's even kind of cool to find out where something like this came from. All right. You'll see us, hopefully, with a first find in box 1, or I guess number 3, or, you know, the first box in the second half of the hunt. Probably going to be on a second night, but we'll be back then. Roll 24 in box 1. I was just starting to think a little negatively. Was trying to think of, what I was going to say at the end of a skunk box, but to my surprise, roll 24 looks like it's going to have silver. I mean, that's a pretty easy one to see, but right there, look at that. Looks like a dandy. Let's see what we got in there. Come on. And we are. Awesome. It's going to be a 1964 Denver. Heck yeah. The box produces number 5 of the hunt. Let's go. Well, this might get interesting. Roll 27. Just 2 rolls later. I had already looked at the ends at the top of the box. I thought, hey, that looks pretty freaking silvery. Well, look at that. Mint mark. That is going to be a silver dime. Wow. Frickin' silver dime ender. Don't see that every day. Let me, maybe I'll set up the overhead here and open this live. We'll be right back. Well, I definitely don't have the best setup for this, but we're going to give this a whirl. Anyone can leave me a note in the comments what is the best thing maybe for doing a little overhead video here in coin. But let's go ahead and see if we can pop this open. I hope we get lucky and there's more than just this silver dime ender. But that's going to be number 2 of this box. Let's see if I can do this here. Let's hope for more. Not seeing any other ones in there. Oh, but that's definitely a silver on the end. Look at that. Heck yeah. Heck of a spot. Too bad. It was all alone in there. What are we going to have? There's the Denver mint mark. Again. Give it a little flip. It's going to be another 64. Awesome. We're going to have silver number 2 in box 1. That's going to be it for box 1. We did add a little side find. Side finds have been few and far between. But a 2009 Denver. That's one of the low mintage, more modern dimes you can look for. So we'll take that, add that to collection. We're at 6, so hitting 2 per. 4 in that bag, 2 in the first box. What's in store for box 2? Well, box 2 has been dreadfully slow. 20 rolls in. I was just grabbing roll number 21 here. And you're not going to believe this. Flipped it over. I thought, that looks awfully like a silver face there on Roll Roosevelt. And I dug away at the date there. Look at that. 1955. Wow. Well, the last box was, usually when you have an in coin, you would think you're going to find quite a bit of silver in the box, but it was pretty fluky. So hopefully this one's not as fluky. Maybe I'll try and set this up on the overhead again and open this just in case there's friends.
Is fluky a technical word, Bob?
Fluky is a technical word.
Okay, I like it.
Let's look it up. All right, here we go. Crazy. It's going to be silver number 1 of box 2. Let's have some friends in this one. Sorry, trying to open it around this little system that's not meant for this. I've just kind of got this rigged up here to work.
Let's try something different.
Which end? It's that end. Okay. Come on. Be something else in here. Be a multi.
Have some friends.
No, I am not seeing anything crazy. Is this just going to be another fluke? Look at that. How does that happen? Crazy luck right there. Well, we recently had that silver war nickel ender, and it was the only one in the freaking box. But there we go. It's going to be the first silver of box 2 on an end. 1955 out of Philly. That is a pretty clean looking 55, I'll tell you that. Look at the reverse on that thing.
That's awesome. It's not a 64 at least.
Yeah, not our traditional 64 that we typically find. Awesome. We are on the board in box 2. Silver number 7 of the hunt. Well, we might be heating up. Very next roll. Roll number 22. I actually opened it pretty quick. Just was kind of back into the old, assuming there was going to be nothing there. There's something there. Looks like just the one. Sorry, the wrapper's a little bit in the way there because I was kind of trying to hold that together for you guys. But look at that. That one looks pretty well worn on the edge too. Hopefully, we've got another older one. Let's get it fished out of there. Definitely a Roosevelt. No mint mark. 46.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first year Roosevelt. Dang. Good to see that. Jeez. Only older coin on the hunt is that Mercury. Heck yeah. Silver number 8. Well, that was that. If that doesn't tell you a whole lot about coin roll hunting right there. You get an in coin and then one in the next roll. I went from thinking it was going to be a dead box to thinking, I don't know, 20, 30. I was thinking big things there, but then poof, it was done.
You were hopeful.
I mean, yeah, you went from like, that's just coin roll hunting right there. So many times you're like, you're thinking it's dead, and then you're thinking it's going to be epic, and it's, usually in between.
It's fluky.
Fluky. All right. A couple of side finds. Had that 09 low mintage Denver, and that cool looking copy coin. We covered that earlier. Let me know.
It was the nickel one, right?
Yep. I'll look that up and throw something on the board if I see anything interesting on that, but love to hear anyone else's thoughts on it. And then, yeah, the finds of the hunt, 8 silver or 2 per. Got a heck of a glare there from the sun. Sorry about that. But yeah, we had 3 64s. I think they were all, there might have been a Philly in there. Denver. They were all Denvers. Never mind. Oh, wait. Yeah. And that mint mark seems to be a little, yeah, maybe it's fine. All right. Either way. And then we had 61. And then a really nice condition 55. And then that 53, I believe, was the San Francisco. It indeed was. A first year Roosevelt, 1946. And then, of course, the Mercury dime. What a find. Love to see those in your hunt, especially with the San Francisco mint mark on them. Heck yeah, we'll take it. 8 silver dimes. A little update on numbers for the year. We're up to 21 equivalent boxes hunted now. 24 Mercs, 59 on the Roosevelts, up to 91 silver total. Take that. Well, appreciate it. On deck for us is going to be a 2 quarter bag hunt, and maybe have a really awesome penny hunt coming after that. But yeah, so stay tuned. Look for those coming out. We appreciate you. Drop us a like and a comment. Really help. We need could use some help getting those videos pushed out there. So it seems like our videos get a decent amount of views the first day or two and then just go dead. So, but we're sticking to it. Appreciate you guys. There's a little parting shot of the big sky.
The rain held out for the trick-or-treaters, which was nice.
Yeah, it was a nice.
There was no snow.
Nice little dreary day. No snow still. I know, we've said it like 100 times, but awesome. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next hunt.